Princess Sarah's Journey. Episode 4, The Mountain That Moves. Morning light spilled gently over the kingdom, painting the towers gold and warming the stone walls. Princess Sarah stood at the castle gates with a small bag resting on her shoulder. The world beyond the gates looked bigger than ever before. The road stretched far into the hills, disappearing into the distance. Her heart beat fast, not with excitement, but with uncertainty. She felt small compared to the journey ahead. Still, she took a slow breath and stepped forward, leaving the safety of the castle behind, carrying nothing but quiet hope and a trembling kind of courage. The path curved through soft green hills and dancing wildflowers. Birds fluttered overhead, and the breeze whispered through the grass. Everything looked peaceful, yet Sarah's thoughts were loud. Each step crunched beneath her shoes, reminding her that she was alone. Questions filled her mind, asking if she was ready, if she was strong enough, if she should turn back. The sky felt wide above her, and she felt very small beneath it. But even with the worry in her chest, she kept walking, one careful step at a time. By the time the hills faded, a shadow stretched across the ground. Sarah stopped. A massive mountain stood directly in her path, darker than the others, its peak hidden inside swirling clouds. Stones slid down its sides as if it were breathing. The earth rumbled softly beneath her feet. It didn't look like an ordinary mountain. It looked alive. Tall. Heavy. Impossible. The road she needed had vanished into its rocky wall, as if the world itself was telling her she could go no farther. Sarah tried to move around it. She stepped left, but the mountain shifted left too. She stepped right, and it followed. Every direction she chose, the mountain blocked her way. It loomed closer, casting a long shadow that swallowed the light around her. The ground trembled with each movement. No matter how hard she tried, there was no path forward. Frustration twisted inside her chest. It felt like the world was pushing her back, like the mountain knew every step before she took it. Her legs grew tired. Her heart felt heavy. Sarah sank onto a small rock and hugged her knees. The mountain towered above her like a giant wall. The sky darkened, and the air felt cold. For a moment, she wondered if this was a sign to stop trying. Maybe she wasn't brave enough. Maybe she wasn't meant to go any farther. The thought made her feel smaller than ever, like a tiny pebble at the foot of something far too big to climb. The wind brushed gently past her face, cool and steady. Sarah closed her eyes and listened to her breathing. In and out. In and out. The mountain wasn't attacking. It wasn't chasing her. It was simply there. Waiting. Slowly, something warm flickered inside her chest. A tiny spark of courage. She realized she didn't need to conquer the whole mountain at once. She didn't need to be fearless. She only needed to try one small step. Her legs trembled as she stood. Fear still wrapped around her like a heavy coat. But she lifted her foot and stepped forward anyway. The moment her shoe touched the ground, the mountain rumbled and slid backward. Just a little. Sarah blinked in surprise. She took another step. Again, the mountain moved away. Pebbles tumbled down its sides. It wasn't growing anymore. It was shrinking. And for the first time, the path ahead didn't look impossible. Step by step, Sarah continued climbing. The rocks were uneven, and the air was thin, but she kept moving. Her fear didn't disappear. It walked beside her. Yet with every step forward, the mountain grew smaller behind her. The light grew warmer. The sky brighter. She realized something amazing. The mountain only seemed huge when she stood still. When she moved, it lost its power. Courage wasn't loud or grand. It was simply choosing not to stop. At last, Sarah reached the ridge. Sunlight burst through the clouds, golden and warm. She turned around and gasped softly. The giant mountain that once blocked her path now looked like a small hill far below. Quiet. Harmless. Almost ordinary. It had never truly been bigger than her. It had only felt that way. A gentle smile spread across her face, the kind that comes after doing something you thought you couldn't. Sarah continued down the bright path beyond the ridge, her steps lighter than before. The world didn't seem so frightening now. She understood something new. Bravery wasn't the absence of fear. Fear would always be there, whispering doubts. But fear only grows when you stand still. The moment you move, it begins to shrink. And sometimes, all it takes to cross the biggest mountain is one small, brave step forward.